Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Keep It Real MMA. I know I didn't say anything about making a video like this, but I'm gonna be doing it. It's a high enough profile fight to do it. I'm not gonna break down in detail Zhang and Esparza. Not gonna do it, but I will break down in the title, Dustin Poirier versus Michael Chandler. So is a great fight. Is a great fight, and I think it was the right fight to make personally. Obviously, Chandler beat somebody in the top 10. Poirier needs a bounce back. I'm kind of pissed off at the UFC though, because I think they've said no to Makhachev and Volkanovski happening, and if that's the case, then Beneil deserves a title shot, but I don't think he's getting it. I think whoever wins this fight's going to get it, and I'll be pissed off because I am picking Dustin Poirier, and the reason I'm going to be pissed off if he's the one that gets the title shot is because he's coming off a one-fight win streak, and you guys, if you're not new here, you know how I feel about one-fight win streak title shots. But yeah, if he gets it, it is what it is. But yeah, what I'm thinking is obviously I'm fine with Chandler getting the title shot because obviously he already got a top 10 win. I know it was Tony, but it's still a top 10 win at the time. So right, this fight, let's break it down real quick. Right, how I feel about this fight is right, I'm picking Poirier by third round TKO. I think Poirier has much better cardio than Chandler, but Chandler's cardio is not going to be a concern here. I'm just giving you overall context as to how I think Poirier will be able to pull off the third round TKO, because he'll be in enough shape to do it. Chandler doesn't have to worry about his cardio because this is a 3-round fight, not a 5-round fight. I just think, in all, Poirier's striking is a little bit too slick for Chandler. And you've got to think about it this way. I know MMA math doesn't work whatever, right? Chandler got a spectacular KO over Tony Ferguson. It was a spectacular KO. But what you've got to understand is that Tony was winning on the feet. Tony dropped Chandler in the first round and cracked him with quite a few shots. Cracked him with really good shots and dropped him at the just before halfway through the round. And what you've got to realize in that is there's a lot more to it than that. Tony's striking defense is not slick at all, and his offensive striking is nowhere near as crisp and slick as Poirier's. Poirier has, like I said, Poirier has that guard. It's slick. I just watched this fight. I just finished watching this fight just to make sure I'm prepared going into this video. I watched his fight just now against Gaethje, and how calm he was when he was his legs were getting crushed by leg kicks, and how calm he was in just continuing to pop in with shots and know when to put the heat on the shots. And think about it this way, I don't think Chandler can take the same type of shots that Gaethje can. Gaethje has a really underrated chin, so does Poirier, by the way. But Chandler, he's chinny, man. He is chinny. And if you're getting dropped by Tony Ferguson with a straight left, yeah, with a straight left, straight down the pipe, if you're getting dropped by that by Tony Ferguson, bro, Poirier is gonna drop you with it. And the thing is, right, like, I think Chandler, this is a closer fight than what people think in a way, but Chandler has every chance to knock out Poirier, 100%. Poirier has a great chin, though. Well, people don't understand, but yeah, Chandler has an amazing chance. He has a very good chance of winning this fight. Very good chance of knocking Poirier out. He does. But he couldn't even drop Gaethje. And the thing is, he was wobbling Gaethje, but he couldn't drop him after landing all of those shots. And Poirier's not going to be in the pocket, standing there, allowing himself to get hit like that, in my opinion. If Chandler turns to wrestling, I think Chandler has a very good chance in this fight. If he turns to wrestling, I think he can maybe easily bank around at least, I think. But even if he does, I just think as the fight goes on, the second and third round, I think Poirier will start defending, and that's when he'll start dropping Chandler. And Chandler, like I said, he's chinny. And the only time that Poirier got knocked out the lightweight was against Michael Johnson. And Michael Johnson, like I said in a previous video, he's very inconsistent, but when he's on his A game, he can beat the fuck out of Superman. And like, he's one of those guys that has Tony Ferguson on his resume. You know what I mean? And obviously Dustin in his resume. And they weren't fluke wins. Like when he beat Tony, beat him by decision. And when he beat Poirier, he knocked him out. And you got to give credit to it. And the thing is, like, that version of Poirier was underestimating Michael Johnson. But he knows Chandler has power. So he's not going to underestimate power at all. He knows Chandler has power. And he's prepared for it. And the thing is, Chandler is going to throw everything he has into all of those shots. And what comes of it if he does? If he throws all of those shots, all that power into those shots, what's really going to happen? Poirier's just going to have his slick guard and just elbow him out the way and just keep popping him with shots, you know. Well, he's in the southpaw stance, you know what I mean? But for Poirier, I think he's generally going to school Chandler in the second and third round. I think the first round's going to be interesting with Poirier's generally winning, but then Chandler's going to take him down out of desperation and get it and actually steal the round off of it. But I think the second and third round, Poirier's just going to keep schooling him, defend all the takedowns, and just really make Chandler just like wilt as the fight goes on, and I think he'll finish him in the third. Because what you got to understand is like, for some reason, Chandler wrestles out of desperation. And seen against Tony, and he wrestles out of desperation, and he wrestles when he's concussed. And you know what this, right? I think the reason he does it is because his body is so used to just striking now in actual fights and high-paced situations like sparring that he knows he's going to gas out if he tries to grapple and wrestle too much. That's what makes me think he's not going to grapple with Poirier in the second or third round. He's not going to wrestle him. Poirier has a lot of underrated power too. And I just think that anywhere on the feet, I think he beats Chandler. And I think Chandler can crack him with a lot of shots and maybe even drop him in the first. Maybe to steal it back. He might not wrestle. He might drop him in the first. But I think as this fight goes on, Poirier's going to get less and less timid and get more confident and start popping him with shots. And this is how I think the second and third round is going to go. I think the second one's going to start. It's going to be pretty even for the first minute or so. And then what's going to happen is Poirier's going to crack Chandler with a big shot and drop him. Chandler's going to pop straight back up to his feet, kind of like how Tony dropped him. And then Poirier's going to have a smile on his face. He's got all the confidence in the world now. And I think what's going to happen is he's just going to continuously pop Chandler with shots, in and out, and just force Chandler to try to wrestle. But I think that Poirier's going to defend. They see it coming. He's going to be smart enough to see that. I think that's going to continue for the round. Then the third round, I think when he drops Chandler this time, I think he finishes him. I think he puts him out. I think he gets him up against the cage. Chandler's like limping to the cage, you know, because he just got dropped. He's all over the place. As he tries to grapple, I think Poirier's going to uppercut him. Chandler's going to go up against the cage. And Poirier's just going to just keep smashing him with shots. Maybe go to the body a couple of times just to mix it up. Just keep hitting him with shots, and then Chandler goes down, covers up, and Poirier just keeps smashing him with ground and pound until the ref pulls him off. That's how I think it's going to happen. It's a great fight, though. Like I said, it was the right one to make. But please, UFC, don't give Poirier the title shot if he wins, please. But yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. The next video is going to be Pereira and Adesanya. It's going to be a lot more in detail, so stay tuned for that. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. This is Keep It Real MMA. If you're new, please like and subscribe. See you guys in the next video.